Welcome back to the Mountain Man Medical YouTube channel. Thanks for hanging out. I'm with Alex with Tactical Development, and he's going to walk us through a pretty interesting product. I've been hit up on this a number of times, people asking me what I think about it, and I didn't know what to think about it until I met him. And now he's going to walk us through their tourniquets. So, Alex, nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you too.
What do you got?
So, the main point of the tourniquet that we make is to help, well, not only educate people on tourniquets themselves, but also how can we get the culture to change towards people being their own first responders, and you know, the odds are you're going to be the only one around if something bad happens. And carrying a tourniquet, especially the standard size tourniquets right now, is pretty tough to consistently do because of the size. And you know, we love the standard tourniquets because they work, they're tried and true, they've saved so many lives, and there's so much data to back that up. But again, we do believe that being able to carry your own material on you is more important than having it stowed away in a car or in a bag somewhere. So that's where the ETQ comes in. ETQ is it's exactly kind of what the name is. It's an everyday carry tourniquet. And I always have one on me because we just practice what we preach, but it's small, it's there.
So one of the things that I think is crazy important about this is the everyday carry tourniquet, right? It's very small. We got a cat tourniquet here as comparison, and it's really tiny. And you can put it in that little pocket piece and get it extra small. So this is a substantial benefit because, like Alex was just saying, if you don't have the medical gear on you, you're going to have a bad day. You need to have something to control that bleeding as quickly as possible. You can bleed out from a femoral artery within 2.5 minutes to 4 minutes. That's a long time before EMS can arrive. So if you don't have something to take care of you, then it's going to be hard to come back to that situation. So one of the things that I think is important to note is the width of the tourniquet itself. A lot of people know that the width of the tourniquet is very important for occlusion of the arteries. So how are you able to get this so small when everybody else is going so wide?
Right, so because of the recommendations of COT-CCC, we know that there's data that backs wide, right? And so what we did is we wanted to know more about these tourniquets that are used consistently. And so we kind of cut them open, we kind of did away with the bulk that was there that added more comfort, but also better occlusion. What's the bare minimum we would need here to actually occlude, and is it something that would be useful in those kinds of situations when EMS could be there within an hour or maybe less?
Gotcha. So you're like trimming away the fluff.
Exactly.
Just sticking with the very essential pieces that makes a good tourniquet.
Exactly. So that's where the 1 inch comes into play. But also because of COT-CCC, and a recommendation from them is our goal. We're looking for that data. We have that 1.5 inch for everybody else who knows that wider works. But also, we've tested both things with occlusion, especially wanted to make sure that this actually did occlude. So with Doppler tests and other stuff, we've been able to prove that as long as it's applied correctly, like any tourniquet, it will occlude within 2 rotations. So it will be a little more painful than the wide, but that is, it's kind of the saving lives or being comfortable. It's something that we're willing to live with.
Yeah, so what Alex is talking about is the width of the tourniquet is important, right? The wider the tourniquet is, the more pressure is put over a larger surface area. You get better occlusion of the arteries, but also on top of that, wider tourniquets tend to be more comfortable. The problem with that is that all tourniquets are going to be uncomfortable no matter what. So while this will be less comfortable than a wider tourniquet, this is still going to be a life-saving device, or at least that's the idea. So we want to make sure that we have something that's going to be able to occlude the artery and still work and carry it on the pockets.
Yeah.
So can you walk me through how to apply this?
Yeah. And also I do want to make a note that we haven't been doing this in an echo chamber. We've been testing and doing our research a couple of years before we actually started launching the product. But we've been in close contact with several of the members of COT-CCC, making sure that we get their specific, like, what are the things that they need to have. And so they've been helping us a ton to figure out how this will do in the next COT-CCC recommendations when they go through it, and then what tweaks they might want us to do in order for that to happen. So that's been like one of the best things that we've gotten out of all of this. So what we have here is, if you fold it, we have it staged in a way that's a lot easier to whip it out, kind of like something like that. So it's like, stage it well to be able to get to it quickly. But there you have your opening where you can put on your arm, on your leg, and let's put this here. We've got our back plate, and then as long as you find the correct spot and you know you're gonna be able to get to that windlass. As always, apply it tight and try to get around it all the ways you can.
Pull out all the slack.
Pull out the slack there, and that's when you can begin to rotate, and just let me know if it hurts too bad. But
Go.
we'll get it going.
I want to check it.
Yeah. And then let's try one more. Get it in there, lock into the carabiner. And then you can take this, wrap it around if you need to, just to secure it. But that's where we're at right now. See if I apply it tight enough.
Work?
Yeah,
Very
let's
cool.
take this off the end. But yeah, we've done a lot of tests on this Velcro to make sure that it's strong enough to handle tight. So we put it on exercise equipment. We hung on it like up to 2 people, just trying to make sure that this stuff won't slip when you're applying.
Did you say like 300 pounds you put on it?
Well, between 2 people, I can't remember exactly, but it's...
You had 2 people hanging on it?
Yeah, I was one of them, so 220.
I'm not a tiny guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is this on the side here?
Okay, so this is a glow stick. We wanted to add some more features for EMS or people who are applying this at nighttime. So we're seeing how people like this, but a lot of people have been digging the idea that once you apply the tourniquet, it will bend this back plate, it'll crack the glow stick, and you'll be able to see very easily at nighttime where it's applied, and knowing that the wound is somewhere beneath that. And I think that's just information that if they're not the first responder, if it's EMS or somebody else coming up to the situation, they're like, okay, tourniquet's applied there, I can now check for where the wound is.
Well, I like that a lot because a lot of civilians are running your orange tourniquets, right? Tactical, you don't want to stick out in the middle of combat, so they were running black. But civilians, we're not doing that as much.
Yeah.
So having a good indicator that a tourniquet's been applied is important.
Yeah.
And so this little glow stick will tell all of the first responders, and then when they get to the ER, they'll be able to recognize that a little more easily because it's more visible.
Yeah, and it's removable, if somebody doesn't want it. Also, if it's like a light discipline type of thing, you just a set screw, you can pop it out. Or if you want to train with it, we have these little pin lights that you can pop in, train with it, see how it works, undo it, pop it out. That way it's kind of modular in a sense of like you can do that training and actually get the real world use out of it.
But guys, one of the main cons of this tourniquet is going to be that it's not approved by the TCCC committee, right? They do not meet on a regular basis to go over new tourniquets that are on the market. I think they've only been like twice, I think.
Maybe twice, and like I'll have to look, but like it's something like 18 years. It's very few and far between, and they only met maybe a couple of years ago, so we don't know how long it's going to be till the next time they meet. So that's why we've been in contact with several members of the COTGC, because of just making sure that it's in line from the get-go.
And that's one of the things, a lot of people, they really like the CAT tourniquet because there's just a huge amount of data that says that this works really well. I've used this on people, I know it definitely works, and I'm really fascinated to see where this development goes because we need to get that data to see how effective these tourniquets are. In my opinion, they look like they would work. I had some occlusion and I would like to do more testing and that kind of stuff before I could put my name behind it. But it definitely seems like a fantastic idea, especially when it's this small. I love the CAT tourniquet. I would use it all the time, but I'm not going to carry this in my pocket. It is awkward and weird. I'm not going to do it. This, however, I absolutely would. You can stage these in a lot of different places. On top of that, one of the things that you're going to notice is you can pack more tourniquets into smaller areas. So if you're a medic and you're going out to go fix people and you need a lot of tourniquets, you might be able to get a lot more of these in there than you could these. So that's the other benefit that I think I might have on that. So, Alex, thank you so much for talking to us, brother.
Oh, no problem.
I'm excited about this product. I think it's going to be amazing. I want to see where the development is.
Yeah, and again, last thing is just trying to get everybody to carry their own life-saving equipment and be their own first responder, and that's kind of the goal behind all of it, right? Save lives. That's really what drives us and what really is the motivation.
Excellent. Now, people can buy this now?
So they do sell out very quickly because we are pretty new, and we've done a very good job at least letting people know the benefits of the tourniquet. So they sell out pretty consistently, but we do have a new manufacturer that we've just spun up to kind of scale up to meet demand. So they should be available a lot more frequently and in much bigger numbers. So
What are these going for retail?
so 32 and 34.
32 and 34.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So 34, 32.
Yes.
Gotcha. Thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate your time.
No problem, dude.